Good morning, powerful people. China's stock and real estate markets, they're going through a major collapse that may lead to widespread contagion. BUKELE has been re-elected in a historic landslide victory. This is huge for Bitcoin, for the world over, for democracy. Jerome Powell, did you see the 60 Minutes interview? We've got a couple of clips to play. He says the US debt is a massive worry. Let's jump straight into what's happening over here. In China, the Kibesi ladder breaking, nearly 30% of all stocks in China have been halted. As China's CSI 1000 index, it slides 8% in a matter of hours. Chinese stock market indices today. So the CSI 1000 down 8%, Star 50 down 5%, the Beijing 50 down 4%, Shenzhen down 4%, and the Shanghai Composite down 3%. We'll dive into an article, and these clips are absolutely amazing to Jay Powell. Meanwhile, the CSI 100 and Hong Kong 50 indices, which represent Chinese large caps, are up on the day. Sort of like the big 7 tech companies, eh? And the FANG stocks. Chinese small cap stocks are collapsing while the large caps are completely unfazed. What is happening to Chinese small cap stocks? Down and to the right, not the charts that anybody wants to see. Can we get a little bit of contagion worldwide? We'll jump into that with the dump. Shout out to everyone in the chat watching the replay today. Smash the thumbs up and say hi. We will jump into the comment section at the end. The first 15-20 minutes will be the news with the fast facts. Now, 87% to Nayib Bukele. We'll dive into an article covering this. Absolutely fantastic. People of El Salvador, they definitely deserve a round of applause. High five to everyone in Bitcoin. This is what a Bitcoin standard looks like. True democracy, and 87.61%. President actually coming through with his campaign promises. Absolutely amazing. What a landslide. Hey, it's the biggest margin in human history. Absolutely massive, fantastic news. Well done to Nayib Bukele. Just really quickly, I want to give a shout out to today's sponsor, the Bitcoin Way. Today, if you need help getting your Bitcoin off an exchange, if you're looking to take your Bitcoin security to the next level, you can reach out to the Bitcoin Way. Safety, the author of the Bitcoin Standard, he also endorses the Bitcoin IT team, and the team have helped me take my security to the next level. They can help you every step of the way. They never touch your keys. They offer live help for setting up cold storage, running your own node, keeping your Bitcoin private, planning for the future, using multi-sig, and so much more. So you can have a free 30-minute call. If you want to take that next step, make sure you are protecting that generational wealth. I've made it super easy with the link below. Tiny's great to talk to. The team are great to talk to. So visit the Bitcoin Way today to get started, just to handle your Bitcoin with a little bit more confidence. If you need that, absolutely fantastic service. They help me out a lot. Before we dive into China, the dump, and Nayib Bukele, Jerome Powell was on 60 Minutes yesterday. I have shared the full video on X, on Twitter, at Sean Clark 911. I've got 2 clips to play. We'll just play this one. We'll play the other one later. It's actually pretty incredible, the things that he's saying. It wasn't expected. It would have been a better interview if Natalie Brunel hosted it, but the words coming out of his mouth, wow.
Are you committed to getting all the way to 2.0 before you cut the rates?
No, that's not what we say at all. No. We're committed to returning inflation to 2% over time. I've said that we wouldn't wait to get to 2% to cut rates.
Are you
They'll cut it over time. The things that he says in this next video, absolutely amazing. Let's dive into China first. So China stocks post more wild swings after the Beijing stability vow. They have promised basically to backstop some of the system, but Chinese stocks were caught in another volatile session on Monday following last week's rout, as investors assessed the latest pledge by policymakers to stabilize the slumping equity market. So what's going on? Shares rebound in the afternoon as the securities regulator said it will take steps to prevent risk stemming from share pledges. CSI 300 index ended the day 0.7% higher after earlier dipping 2.1%. Gauges the small cap shares, paired losses, but still closed deep in the red. $7 trillion has been erased from the value of equities in China and Hong Kong since their peaks in early 2021. As a long-running property slump, weak economic data and tensions with the US rattle investors. And China very heavily focused on real estate, as we are here in Australia as well. Can we see that contagion? Absolutely. Could it happen in the States worldwide? It will have a spillover effect. To what extent, that is to be determined. Margin calls and forced liquidations faced by shareholders are emerging as a key risk after the latest pledges of support provide few details of how authorities will stem the rout or rot. How would you say that word? R-O-U-T. The medium cap and small caps are under intense selling pressure as some investors have been betting on more national team support for the big caps. CSI 300, CSI 500 and 1000 trade has been one such popular trade. CSI 1000, frequently used as the underlying benchmark for snowball derivatives, has been facing selling pressure as the product hit so-called knock-in levels that incur losses to investors. It slumped as much as 8.7% early on Monday before closing down 6.2%. If you needed a reason to stack Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that is the reason to be able to do it. It'll be interesting when Hong Kong approves a spot Bitcoin ETF. It also looks like South Korea is meeting with Papa Power, in regards to launching a Bitcoin ETF. They want a little bit of guidance there, maybe how to fumble their social media as they release it, but that'll be interesting. Around the world, people are adopting it. We've got a comment from Matt Hogan. Let me just bring it up here. Here we go again. $1.4 billion of GBDC. We covered this yesterday, potentially followed by another $1.2 billion in the future. So short term, there could be a little bit of sell pressure. But when we see these nation states jumping onto a Bitcoin standard and Hong Kong a proxy, it is an escape route for the Chinese investors there as well. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with South Korea. So if you haven't already, hit subscribe. If we vibe, we will keep you up to date as we progress going into the bull market. We're actually in the bull market, ladies and gentlemen. As much as it doesn't seem to be up, down, and sideways, actually, let's jump into the numbers first. Let's take a look and see what is going on. Block height, 829,087. That's hugely zoomed in. If we can, here we go. Give us a sec. Let's load the block clock. The exchange rate, 42,791. Sats per USD, 2,337. 5:34 local time. 8 minutes 55. That block time, the hash rate is going absolutely exponential. We did hit an all-time high, I believe it was on Sunday, my time, with that. That's huge. And price often follows hash rate. We're seeing everywhere around the world start bringing Bitcoin into the fold. Obviously, we're seeing in El Salvador. We're going to jump into that again. Absolutely incredible. And I guess what I was trying to say is if you need a little bit of conviction to stack Bitcoin, read the books. Obviously, today's show sponsor as well, Bitcoin Evangelism. It's a great book, especially for friends and family or anyone that's playing around with altcoins. It's good to read through it. He gives them justice where justice is due. But why Bitcoin is so monumental. Now, there is a link in the top of the description for that book. Read the books or eat the bugs. And obviously, none of this video is financial advice. Just stack and chill and have a long-term time frame. The more you study Bitcoin, the more you're going to realize that you don't want to sell it, that Bitcoin is the only form of real money. However, if you're looking for those fiat gains 5-10 years, like worst case scenario, you'd need to wait. Don't see it happening. The next 6, 12, 18 months going to be absolutely insane. Going to melt a lot of faces. Now, Bitcoin pioneer Nayib Bukele re-elected in El Salvador by a landslide. This was absolutely fantastic. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Let us know in the live chat there if you can smash the like button and get the video popping. But what do you think about Bukele? 87%. So the current president of El Salvador won the presidential election on Sunday by a landslide, an outcome that was predicted by mostly all local polls and reports. The leader has been vocal about his support of Bitcoin and introduced The disputed idea of establishing Bitcoin as legal tender in a country for the first time agglomerated the support of most of the Salvadorian society, scoring at least 87% of the popular vote. I know they've wrote 85, but it was 87. We have won the presidential election with more than 85% of the votes and a minimum 58 out of 60 deputies in the assembly, a record in the entire democratic history of the world. When you adopt a Bitcoin, you cannot change Bitcoin, but Bitcoin changes you. It changes countries. Absolutely amazing. We've got this article, I think we have it there, absolutely insidious, by, I won't call him a gentleman, railing on this. We'll dive into that shortly anyway. So Felix, Vice President of El Salvador, declared that if Bukele won the presidential ballot by a landslide, he would deepen the application of Bitcoin policies like the program of giving passports to Bitcoin entrepreneurs and the issuance of volcano bonds that would provide part of the funding for the construction of Bitcoin City, a planned tax haven for crypto companies. The previous all-time widest margin for a democratic election was 56.2% in Portugal in 1991. Isn't that absolutely amazing? What happens when you follow through on your promises with Bitcoin? Quick update on BlackRock there. They're holding 72,466 Bitcoin, 0.35% of the total Bitcoin supply in just 16 days of trading. I believe it's 18 or 19 days of trading. I'll fact check and I'll keep you up to date tomorrow in regards to, I believe that number there is wrong, but BlackRock, they're educating as advisors. Shout out to Alessandro and overall the IRA advisors invested in Bitcoin. Soon they'll start recommending a certain exposure on Bitcoin. They'll see Bitcoin as an asset that earned its place in a balanced retail and institutional portfolio. Market, $3.1 billion. Let's go. Let's go. So tomorrow, panties for Bitcoin will be on the show. We will have the lovely Flo here to talk about panties for Bitcoin. So hit subscribe and hit the notification bell. We will be going live. It will be a lot of fun. I believe this is Lovers Bitcoin there. It should be a fun, enjoyable thing. And we need to look in to what we're holding around our private parts. Not sponsored, will be a whole lot of fun for ladies and gentlemen. They have male briefs, boxes, whatever you call them, your undergarments over there. Now, Craig Wright versus Copa is happening. So is this it? Is that all that Shoesmiths have? Peter McCormack fighting the good fight for everyone here. Craig Wright is Satoshi because 1, his education means he invented Bitcoin. Number 2, nobody else claims to be Satoshi. Nobody's that audacious. Number 3, John Madnosis maybe says he is. Number 4, he tried. The last one's absolutely sad. Peter probably would have preferred you left that one out with the stabs there. If anyone's having problems with mental health, please reach out to friends, family members. In Australia, there's places like Lifeline and stuff. It's that's deep, and I care for every fellow human being, regardless whether we like him or dislike him. Try not to hate people. I don't like what Craig Wright is doing, but anyway, PSA for today. If you need to reach out to someone, but. The first 3 points, because he says he was, somebody said Craig Satoshi, so he is. Nobody else claimed to be Satoshi, and his education. Yeah, it'll be interesting what plays out. People like, what happens if he wins? I don't even entertain the idea. If some crazy things happens, we'll see, but it just makes absolutely no sense. I can't believe that he's going through with it, to be honest, but we'll see. Here we go. James as well jumping in. No one else claims to be Satoshi. Therefore, we should just let my client claim to be Satoshi. Come on, please. Norbert, no competing claim. Nobody else claims to be Satoshi since 2016, despite multiple legal proceedings. Claimants are only interested in undermine rights claim, but not interested in knowing who Satoshi is. A real Satoshi, let's bring this up. A real Satoshi has had every opportunity to come forward. Even if he's no longer alive, it's likely he worked with others who could have come forward. Copa is not pointing to direct evidence that Wright is not Satoshi. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Is Craig right, Satoshi? Because nobody else has claimed to be Satoshi, because Bitcoin was a gift, ladies and gentlemen, to the world. It was born out of the 2008-2009 financial crisis. Stack sats and chill, absolutely insane. I was going to dive into this, but this is the biggest fake news at the moment. Rumors of Apple entering into Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency space. The closest that I could find is they were looking something with VR and the metaverse and potentially a little bit of crypto. We do need to recall, though, that Apple, owned by BlackRock, BlackRock owns everything, has been hiding the white paper in their MacBook Pro since 2018 or 2016 as well. So there are Bitcoiners within Apple. Sooner rather than later, they will join the fold. But at the moment, it is speculation, rumors. Nobody could give me any information, could not find anything out there. Now, this is Walker, and we'll dive into the article here. This is in regards to the election. I'm going to admit a couple of words. Sure, the citizens are no longer being left for dead. I won't say that second word. And robbed by gangs. And Bukele has the highest approval rate in the world. But did anyone ask the gang members how they feel about this? The Economist. So this is stemming from... His name's Dick Cuckerson. So my latest article, The Disastrous Implications, Stability in Latin America. This is my comment here, and I'm a little bit more loose on X. So this is certainly the most effed up tweet I've read all year. This is despicable human behavior. Yes, Bitcoin fixes this, and yes, Bukele fixed the country. So this should be stopped. Dick, what is going on inside your mind? This is insidious corruption. What he said here, we're just going to go through a little bit of it. It's not really long. Todd William, I've read the first chapter of Bitcoin Evangelism and the steel arrived yesterday. Todd, let's go. Let's go really quickly. PSA, not sponsored. $11, $22, whatever it is, on Amazon. Get a steel plate minimum to be storing it. If it's stored on paper, it's absolutely insane. If you store it on paper, please let me know what is wrong. And it's just crazy. Absolutely insane. $11, go to Bunnings or your hardware store, get a bit of stainless steel. Do it for cheaper, but please get it off paper minimum. Now, the disastrous implications of stability in Latin America. A safe, stable, and sovereign Latin American countries sound nice in theory, but is that really what is best for the USA? This is insane. This is propaganda. When Americans start raising questions about all the gang violence, crime, poverty, and political corruption in the USA, US politicians and their media allies have deployed, and this is nothing on the USA, this is just this guy, Dick Cuckerson, have deployed the same successful strategies for decades. Remind US citizens, this propaganda, how much worse it is in Latin America. It's not a line per se, it's just a tactic used to ensure Americans don't start demanding true reform. After all, the grass is always greener on the side with the best propaganda. Unfortunately, in recent years, popular and young leaders like El Salvador's Nayib Bukele, what a legend, have thrown a populist wrench into the gears, enacting truly dangerous policies that make their own countries less dangerous, but raise myriad problems for leaders like Joe Biden. For example, how could a US president make excuses for the rampant crime, poverty, and corruption in the US when a small country like El Salvador was able to actually fix their problems? It is incumbent on US politicians and media conglomerates to redouble our efforts to paint Latin American successes as failures, even going so far as to interfere in their elections if necessary. Imagine what would happen if the US stopped orchestrating coups through the CIA or stopped financially extorting Latin American countries through the IMF and World Bank. Like, is this real? Like, what is going on there? That is absolutely insane. That is the most despicable propaganda I've read all year. That is absolutely insane. You can tell Bitcoin is winning. El Salvador is winning. Peter McCormack, super excited. And as it plays out, we'll keep you up to date. He is fighting the good fight there. Quick rail against the Apple headset. Cool. A lot of people driving around their Tesla trucks wearing them and doing this. NPCs. If you bought the Oculus for 26.3 Bitcoin back in the day, you'd have $1.1 million. So the original price was $300. We got to see what happens with this headset. Let us know if you're going to buy the Apple Vision Pro. Now, Jerome Powell saying the quiet part out loud, what every Bitcoiner does. 69 people in the chat, number of the universe. Let's go.
Just the national debt.
We mostly try very hard not to comment on fiscal policy and instruct Congress on how to do their job when actually they have oversight over us.
But is the national debt a danger to the economy, in your view?
In the long run, the U.S. is on an unsustainable fiscal path. The U.S. federal government's on an unsustainable fiscal path, and that just means that the debt is growing faster than the economy.
I have the sense this worries you very much.
Over the long run, of course it does. We're borrowing from future generations. It's time for us to get back to putting a priority on fiscal sustainability.
Holy moly. Jerome Powell said those words. Not a Bitcoiner. Jerome Powell said those words. It's time to get onto a path of economic fiscal stability. Absolutely crazy. Did anybody expect Jerome Powell to be saying something like that on a day like today? Absolutely amazing, really, truly. That's crazy. Well done to everyone that is here, stacking sats, looking after your future generation. Let us know what your thoughts are. I did repost yesterday the full 60-minute video as well. Worth a watch. Little bit of misdirection of information, and that's the way that the propaganda is best served to the general public. But when he says things like this and the Bitcoiners find the perfect clips out of it, absolutely incredible. So watch the full interview, but let us know what you think of Papa Powell, Jay Powell. I'm not going to play this video. I find Elizabeth Warren a little bit hard to listen to, but I will repost it for everyone. From Doritos to Oreos to toilet paper, giant corporations are shrinking how much they give but charging the same price or more. We're not fooled. Corporations are boosting their profits with these tricks. It's time to crack down on shrinkflation and corporate greed. Nice try, Elizabeth Warren. Well done to you for more propaganda, misinformation, misdirection, misleading information. Now, the Bitcoin market cap, $837 billion. A little bit sideways, ladies and gentlemen. We'll talk about it. It's all good. It's time to be able to stack those cheap sats, because if we have a look here, 2,338 sats per USD. Make the most of it, because eventually $10,000, $20,000 days. Are you ready? Are you excited? Are you prepared? Do you have that bag? And again, if you need to secure it, you can reach out to the Bitcoin Way. There is a link below. Now jumping into the chart. 69, hey, second time the number of the universe comes up today. If you think I'm being crude, study Nikola Tesla there. 24-hour range, 42,283, and a high, it says 43,520. We're actually above that at the moment, 42,667. A little bit sideways here. Let's have a look at the last 7 days. Very much sideways, a little bit below 43,000. We're just below 43,000. Will be nice to see it back above. Remember that sell pressure could be coming on. $1.4 billion, I believe the number is, and it depends what the price is at that time. Bring it down. It will get bought back up in Bitcoin. They are handing Bitcoin back, but we'll see what plays out in the meantime. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the news. We will jump in to the comment section in a moment. So just give me a sec to get the studio set up, and we'll jump over. Now I need my mouse to be able to make this work. So shout out to everyone in the live chat today. Still a work in progress. Where are we with the cursor here? Who have we got today? Johnny Midas, shout out, greetings from the California desert. Johnny, I'd be so interested to see a photo there, brother. If you'd be happy to send something through, that would be absolutely sick. I need to move this microphone a little bit. It's not working so well. Gargoyle, shout out. Quite the landslide victory there. OPD, Orange Peel Dispenser, rock and roll. I don't know if that's good. It's the sign of the bull, I guess, but take it easy. I won't use that one again. It's amazing some of the hand gestures and stuff that people put out there for their secret little societies. We better get a better boom arm for this view. As if we need more rocket fuel, it's going to be epic when it does pump. The doors to buy in are closing faster and faster. Great to see everybody again. Hit the like button. Do something. Do anything. Shout out to you. Rock, roll. I wish I bought less Bitcoin. Nobody ever. That's the way, bro. Absolutely. I always regret not buying more, regardless of the price. I always regret buying more. Ladies and gentlemen, you do you, I'll do me. Gargoyle, punch metal, absolutely. AJ, g'day. AJ, keep an eye on that money supply. Gargoyle, hell yeah. Panties. So panties for Bitcoin. It'll be a lovely chat tomorrow. Flow's very nice, and I really look forward to having her on and diving into it, male or female. It should be a fun conversation there. AJ, it's either Craig or Nick Zarsbo. Don't believe it's either of those. I've got my own suspicions, been watching for a while. You know who I think it is. It's going up forever, Laura. Good call on the suicide part. It's hard saying these words because YouTube will do it, but please reach out to someone, ladies and gentlemen. You only have one life, and everyone's here for a reason, so please make the most of it. I've gone through hard times myself, so I truly understand. I am Spartacus, Gargoyle, Todd. Again, reading Bitcoin Evangelism, and the steel arrived today. This is someone that's doing their own research. They are stacking, they are chilling, they are getting the information, doing the right things to be able to protect that generational wealth. So well done, Todd. It's going up forever, Laura. Real Satoshi just have to move a few sats out of one of his accounts to prove identity. Super, super simple. Super simple. Bitcoin Beaver, shout out. G squared, Bitcoin, hodl on. Imagine buying Bitcoin as buying future wealth. GL all. G'day all, maybe. GL. Luke King, Argentina looks to be on the right path. Absolutely. Knox Bill, shout out to you, brother. OPD again, if the creator of the universe came down to offer a pathway out of Mathis, his name would be Satoshi Nakamoto. Well, he said it out loud. This is in regards to JPL. Absolutely amazing that he did that. Everyone will get Bitcoin at the price they deserve. Gargoyle, I deserve a better. Rock and roll. Bitcoin is primed to absolutely pump. Gargoyle in the chat is having a whole lot of fun today. Jerry Solar and Wind Solution. Hello, everyone. Jerry, I still want to know, are you running Bitcoin miners off these solar panels here? Luke, US is in trouble because Janet Allen and Jerome Powell have conflicting goals. Financial and monetary policy at heads is a recipe for disaster. Can't stop, won't stop, stacking. Sounds like a little bit of a song, rock, roll. I guess it's incumbent on your name there. G squared. How's your ceiling, Chicken Little? Oh man, it looks like a mess. Looking up here as well, but it'll do. It's sealed and it's all gravy, baby. And there's more issues with the ceiling upstairs. It's crazy with the wood paneling and things. Anyway, the insurance guy's coming out tomorrow, so we'll look at that. It's funny. It's like slowly then suddenly, and it's the same thing that happens with Bitcoin as well. Just need to make the most of the good days, and the bad days, they're just a journey. Like, it's just life. There's no good or bad, right or wrong. It just is. And I've got this saying, how's it getting better and what else is possible? How's it getting better and what else is possible? How's it getting better and what else is possible? When I was like, I don't know, 18, that's when I started working out on the reef, Great Barrier Reef as a dive instructor. Spent 7 years out there. I was going through a hard time. And that's why things like suicide and mental health are so important to me. I went through Access Consciousness, what's called amazing program, and went through all that, and they had this phrase, what else possible, how's it getting better? And I just said that to myself over and over and over and over and over again, like 300 times a day. I just lay it on repeat. So anytime something good happens or anytime something bad happens, I'm like, how's it getting better and what else is possible? Because it will always get better and something else is always possible. So how does it get any better and what else is possible, good or bad, right or wrong? Jim T, orange pill dispenser, Bitcoin taking over the market cap of gold 100x, the masses waking up to reality that Bitcoin is perfect property rights, priceless, G squared. I'm looking forward to Friday. G squared, little bit of bad news. I am deleting the F-bomb Friday, and the reason being for that is it's not the energy I want to put out in the world. And when I have that and I listen to it and rail back, I believe there are smarter ways to talk about the parasitic vermin class than throw an F at them. So this is Kaizen, continuous improvement, always improving myself. I know a lot of people do enjoy it. It's just not, I don't think it's congruent with what Bitcoin is. It is the greatest form of property, also the last hope for humanity. And I want to be able to refine my message, to be able to stay true. So I will continue to play around. And it's not like I'm going to stop railing against the lizard people. Like, they're insidious, they're evil. They need to be put in their place. I just believe there's better words to be able to do it, more intelligent words for me to be more articulate there. So anyway, it will still be a whole lot of fun. Remember, Panties for Bitcoin will be here tomorrow. So can I bring it back up? No, I cannot. But tomorrow, Panties for Bitcoin, hit the subscribe button if we vibe. We'll see you on that video. It's going to be a lot of fun. Do something nice for someone. Be blessed.